Could have wiped things clean, repacked his suitcases, gone back to the airport, and been out of the country in the twitch of a rabbit's nose.
"Thank you," said Fletch.
"Even better."
Flynn continued his argument with the side of the room.
He could have dressed the body, taken her down the back stairs in the dark of the night, and left her anywhere in the city of Boston. It wouldn't have disturbed his plans at all.
Fletch had thought about that.
Instead, what does our boyo do? He calls the police. He doesn't precisely turn himself in, but he does call the police. He deserves some credit, Grover, for his remarkable and demonstrated faith in the institution of the public police.
Grover's ears were red. For a single impetuous word in argument with his superior, he was receiving a considerable chewing out.
"However,"
said Flynn in a more relaxed manner,
"evidence developed today adds considerable weight to Grover's argument. Are you interested in it at all, Mr. Fletcher?"
"Of course."
"First of all, what's your understanding as to when Mr. Connors went to Italy?"
"I don't know," Fletch answered. "He had occupancy of the villa as of last Sunday."
"And this is Wednesday," Flynn said. "Mrs. Sawyer confirms that Connors was here with her on Saturday, and that he asked her to come in Monday night for a few hours and do a special clean-up because of your arrival yesterday. She did so. Therefore, wouldn't it be natural to assume Connors left for Italy sometime between Saturday night and Monday night?"
Fletch said, "I guess so."
"To this point, we have not been able to establish that he actually did so,"
Flynn said.
"A check at the airlines turned up no transatlantic reservations in the name of Bartholomew Connors."
"He could have flown from New York."
"He didn't,"
Flynn said.
"And as Mr. Connors is a partner in an important Boston law firm, I can't believe he would travel under a false passport unless there is something extraordinary going on here at which we can't even guess."
Fletch said, "I suppose I could call the villa in Italy and see if he's there."
"We may come to that," said Flynn, "but let's not roust the quail until its feathers are wet."
"What?"
"Next we come to Mrs. Sawyer, a widow lady with 2 grown daughters. One teaches school in Mattapan. She does not live with her mother. The other is in medical school in Oregon. Mrs. Sawyer confirms she has a key to this apartment, but that no one had access to it other than herself. She spent Sunday with a gentleman friend who is a 60-year-old divorced accountant visiting his grandchildren in New Bedford."
Fletch said, "Would you believe I never did suspect Mrs. Sawyer?"
"She had a key," Flynn answered. "Never can tell what bad man might have been taking advantage of her for reasons of his own. She says that 6 months ago Connors suffered a particularly, I might even say peculiarly, painful separation from his wife. There will be a divorce, she says, and I don't doubt it. She says there have been 1 or more women in this apartment since the separation. She finds their belongings around when she comes to clean. As clothes have never been left in closets and drawers, she believes she can say no woman has actually lived here since the separation. It substantiates her belief that there has been a parade of women through here. It also substantiates her belief that none of them was ever given or had a key."
Grover sneezed.
"As there appear to be paintings in this apartment of great value, is that not right, Mr. Fletcher? We may suppose even further, towards certainty, that Mr. Connors did not dispense keys to this apartment like jelly beans."
"Great value," said Fletch. "Very great value." He had not toured the paintings to his satisfaction yet, but he had seen enough to be impressed. Besides the brown in the den, there was a Matisse in the bedroom, a clay in the living room, on the wall behind Grover, and a Warhol in the dining room.
"The last thing to say about access to the apartment is that there is a back door in the kitchen. The rubbish goes out that way. There is no key to it. It is twice bolted from the inside. Mrs. Sawyer tells us she is most faithful about bolting it. In fact, when we arrived last night, both bolts were in place. No one could have gone out that way."
"But someone could have come in that way," said Fletch, "bolted the door behind him, and gone out the front way."
"Absolutely right," said Flynn. But how would they, without having known the back door?